On January 12, 2010, at 4:53 p.m. local time, Haiti changed forever. A magnitude 7.0 earthquake struck just 15 miles southwest of Port-au-Prince, the nation's capital. The quake lasted less than a minute. In that short span, one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere suffered one of the deadliest natural disasters in modern history. The earthquake originated along the Enriquillo Plantain Garden Fault System, a major strike-slip fault that runs beneath southern Haiti. So what exactly is a strike-slip fault? Think of the Earth's crust as being broken into giant slabs called tectonic plates. These plates are always moving but very slowly. In some places, instead of one plate going up or down, two plates try to slide past each other sideways. A strike-slip fault is the crack where that sideways motion happens. Picture two long blocks of rock pressed tightly together. They want to slide past each other, but friction holds them in place. Over time, pressure builds. When the rocks can't hold anymore, they suddenly slip. That sudden movement is an earthquake. The movement is horizontal, not vertical. The ground jerks sideways. Roads can be offset. Fences can snap out of alignment. Buildings are shaken sharply from side to side. There are two directions this can happen. If the ground on the other side of the fault moves to the left, it's called left lateral. If it moves to the right, it's right lateral. The fault that caused Haiti's 2010 earthquake was left lateral. Strike-slip faults are especially dangerous because they often sit close to the surface. That means the shaking is strong and immediate. When cities are built directly on or near these faults, the damage can be severe. Tectonic stress had been building silently for centuries. When it released, the ground shook violently across the capital region, where more than 2 million people lived, many in informal or poorly constructed housing. Buildings collapsed almost instantly. Concrete structures pancaked floor by floor. Entire neighborhoods were reduced to rubble clouds and twisted rebar. Roads split, hillsides slid, power failed. Communication went silent. Within minutes, Port-au-Prince was unrecognizable. The human toll was catastrophic. Estimates vary, but Haitian authorities reported more than 220,000 people killed. Over 300,000 were injured. An estimated 1.5 million people were left homeless, forced into makeshift camps of tarps and scrap materials that spread across parks, schoolyards, and vacant land. Among the dead were civil servants, doctors, teachers, and engineers. Government ministries collapsed, including the presidential palace, parliament, and the Supreme Court. Haiti's already fragile state capacity was physically wiped out in a single evening. The disaster did not end with the initial quake. Powerful aftershocks followed in the days and weeks ahead, including one measuring 5.9. Each tremor deepened fear, hampered rescue efforts, and caused further collapses. Search and rescue operations began immediately, but conditions were extreme. Roads were blocked, hospitals were destroyed or overwhelmed. Heavy equipment was scarce. Many rescues were carried out by hand, by neighbors digging through debris with bare tools, listening for voices in the rubble. International aid poured in rapidly. The United States, United Nations, and dozens of countries deployed military units, medical teams, and relief organizations. The airport in Port-au-Prince became a critical bottleneck, operating at maximum capacity under emergency control. Despite the scale of global response, challenges mounted. Coordination problems slowed distribution. Camps lacked sanitation and clean water. Disease spread. In the days following the earthquake, U.S. authorities warned the public about a surge in disaster-related fraud. The FBI reported that major tragedies often attract individuals who exploit public generosity by posing as charities, officials, or even survivors. Fake donation emails circulated widely. Some used names that closely resembled legitimate organizations. Others included links or attachments claiming to show images from the disaster zone, which in reality carried malware or led to fraudulent payment pages. The FBI urged donors to slow down and verify before giving. Officials warned against unsolicited emails, social media donation requests, and high-pressure appeals demanding immediate action. Legitimate charities, they emphasized, do not rush donors or ask for personal financial information through informal channels. In October 2010, a cholera outbreak emerged, eventually killing thousands more. The outbreak was later linked to contamination introduced by international peacekeeping forces, compounding the tragedy. Reconstruction proved far slower than the world expected. Billions of dollars were pledged, but much of the aid bypassed Haitian institutions, flowing instead through international NGOs and contractors. Years later, many survivors were still living in temporary housing. Some neighborhoods were never fully rebuilt. The earthquake exposed long-standing vulnerabilities. Decades of political instability, poverty, deforestation, and weak building standards turned a powerful but survivable earthquake into a mass casualty event. In wealthier regions with enforced seismic codes, a quake of similar magnitude would have caused far fewer deaths. Yet amid the devastation, stories of resilience emerged. Neighbors pulled strangers from the rubble. Doctors performed surgeries by flashlight. Communities organized food sharing and security inside the camps. Haitians endured not because conditions improved quickly, but because survival demanded it. The 2010 Haiti earthquake remains a warning. Natural hazards do not become disasters on their own. It is human systems, governance, infrastructure, and preparedness that determine the outcome.
This story is part of the Disaster Library, a growing archive dedicated to preserving the history of disasters that shaped how we build, respond, and prepare today. These events are not just stories of destruction. They are lessons written in fire, water, and human experience. I'm Sophie, your AI librarian, here to help document the past so we are better prepared for the future. If you value factual history, clear timelines, and real lessons learned, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow along as we continue building the Disaster Library.